This is the Small Account Truck Challenge, turning $500 into a brand new truck. One predictive trade at a time. I'm Susie, and I'm showing you how volume and institutional levels can guide smarter trades. Remember, this is for educational use only. It is not financial advice. So let's roll into today's chart. Today is September 3rd, 2025, and I've got a big one for you. Today we pulled in over 126% on aiHS, and this video is going to be full of pure day trading education for you because this trade earned me more than $10,000 in profit in just 51 minutes. And I'll break down the exact setup, my entry, and my exit. But stick around because after this trade analysis, I'm going to address a claim that I see all the time in my YouTube comments, that institutions don't trade these low caps that we trade, and that they don't trade the cheap stocks like $3 stocks. Guys, that couldn't be further from the truth. And today I'm going to prove it to you with hard evidence. So here's how today's trade played out. In pre-market, aiHS hit our Discord alert at 5:44 a.m. because price exploded from the $2.30 range all the way up to $4.40. And then price went flat for the rest of pre-market, hugging the daily 50 EMA like glue. And with the high volume and notable short interest, it earned my full attention. By 7:20 a.m., my entire watch list had dwindled down to this one ticker, aiHS. I was waiting for the open, expecting buyers to defend support above the daily 50 EMA. And that's exactly what happened. At opening bell, buyers came in hard, defending this 200 EMA on the 1-minute chart and reclaiming the daily 50 EMA on volume. That was my setup. I entered at $3.59 with a stop at $3.46, risking just 13 cents per share. My Discord levels gave us a high target of $6.45, which was the daily 200 EMA. But momentum was strong, so I planned to stair-step it up with trailing stops as price increased. And that run was incredible. Price held that 9 EMA all the way up. And at 8:20 a.m., that's where price really started to show some hints of weakening of trend, printing a couple of highs on slightly weaker volume. And I knew a pullback to the test of this daily 200 EMA was coming. And that usually comes also with a low probability of holding that 200 EMA. So that's my cue to start planning my exit. So I shifted my focus to the $8 level. That was our next institutional level that was listed on the Discord alert. I anticipated exhaustion there. And sure enough, price started stalling. As it hovered around the $8.12 level, I took my exit there. The results sold at $8.12. That was $4.53 per share profit, a 126% gain, which was $10,097 in profit, all in just 51 minutes. My starting balance was just over $8,000 this morning, and by the end of this trade, my small account truck fund was sitting at $18,101.69. Now let's clear up a myth that institutions don't trade low caps or cheap stocks like these in the $3 range. Here are the facts. Point number 1. Ownership doesn't equal trading activity. Institutional ownership is not the same as institutional trading. According to Investopedia, institutions account for about 80% of the daily trading volume on the New York Stock Exchange. They don't need to hold these stocks long-term to trade millions of shares intraday. Point 1B. Institutional transactions data sites like Finviz also report institutional transactions. You'll often see figures like 134% transactions, meaning institutions traded more than their entire reported holdings in a single quarter. That's active churn, rotation, and heavy intraday activity, even in low-priced names. Point number 2. Over 50% of U.S. equity trades happens in dark pools, where institutions move size off the public tape. That activity never shows up in simple ownership numbers, but it absolutely shapes the chart. Point number 3, why levels matter. Liquidity support and resistance levels form at liquidity zones, and that's straight out of Investopedia. These are the exact places where institutions entered or exited with size. That's why price reacts again and again at these levels, even on a $3 stock. Point number 4, volume and order flow confirm. Institutional action tools like OBV were designed to detect accumulation and distribution. That's also straight out of Investopedia. Even when reported ownership looks tiny, volume flow reveals institutional footprints. Point number 5, and don't forget, institutions deliberately target stop-loss zones and liquidity clusters. That's why we see sudden spikes and sudden reversals at predictable levels. Point number 6, why the myth persists. This myth survives because education keeps repeating ownership equals participation, and that is false. Saying institutions only touch big names like Tesla, that is flat out false. The truth? Institutions are all over these names. They carve the very levels that we trade from, whether it's a $300 stock or a $3 stock. So the next time someone says institutions don't touch these names, remember the facts. They do, and their activity leaves the exact roadmap we use. Today was a huge leap forward. We started the day at $8,004.32, and after this aiHS trade, the fund closed at $18,101.69 from starting at just $513. That's a staggering 3,428% growth in just 11 trades. Structured risk, asymmetric compounding. That's the formula we use. And let me just point out that usually when I do these small account challenges, they always start out super slow. But each time I've hit that $7,000 level, things start to get really interesting, and today that pattern continued. So we'll try to keep this momentum moving forward. I'm sure not every trade will be perfect, but the overall picture is what matters. And the goal, as always, is to trade smart and leverage these powerful predictive institutional levels, which is the key to my 95% win rate. If this trade breakdown helped you see the market more clearly, go ahead and click like and subscribe to this video. And be sure to click that notification bell, because every video that I upload is packed with real education and real results that you don't want to miss. So guys, if you're serious about leveling up your trading game and achieving a 95% win rate, join us today at MomentumStockTraders.com. Here's what you get when you join, and it's everything I'm using every single day in each of my trades. You get live trade guidance, and I walk you through every single trade every single day. You get our custom scanners and charting tools, the same ones I use to spot the setups before they make that big move. You get access to our amazing private Discord channel, and this is where the action happens. You get AI-assisted alerts so that you're never left guessing when things are heating up. You get those key institutional levels, not the retail stuff. These are real levels where the institutions position their trades, and you'll get full breakdowns of each trade at the end of every day so that you can actually learn why a trade worked. But best of all, you're going to get real-time one-on-one mentoring from me personally and be a part of a fantastic community of really serious day traders. So who is this for? This is for any trader who is serious about leveling up their game. It's for struggling traders who've been struggling with profits that are too small and losses that are too big, or struggling with inconsistency in their win rate. So if that's you, this is the place for you, because this program solves all of those struggles. This is not a copy my trades service. It's real education. It's real trade guidance. It's a real platform to help you grow your skills and your edge. And guys, here's a brutal fact. If you're copy trading, you're just reacting to somebody else's click. That's emotional trading. That's not a strategy. You're already late for the game. What's our edge? Insider chart reading skills that actually fuels the action, not reaction. Our edge is profit, not panic. Our community inside is crushing it every single day. So if you're ready to stop second-guessing yourself and start trading with clarity, join us at MomentumStockTraders.com right now. And thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes today. I hope you found this video helpful. And remember, trade smart, trade patient, and trade focused. And let's grow those small accounts together. And I'll see you in the next video.